Hey guys, I'm Brian from the Heavy Heart, and on Wednesday, February 28th, I saw Alterbeast at the East Room in Nashville, Tennessee. The East Room is a small little venue, and you guessed it, East Nashville. Most people think of Nashville as the honky-tonk town, and East Nashville has a little bit of that local flavor that you're not going to find downtown. It's the area of town that houses all the 20-something transplants that are trying to make it into the music business, so it's either the best place or the worst place, depending on who you are. But metal needs a small place, and the East Room is usually up to the task. With a capacity that's listed around 200 people, it's nice and cozy, and with the entrance down a dark alley that looks like you're going to get mugged, it's not too far from your local watering hole. The first band of the evening was Aethere from the Bay Area of California. These guys kicked off the evening with some extreme metal that bordered on the lines of deathcore and a little bit of grindcore. Think of them as something like Behemoth cranked up to 200 crossed with After the Burial. Their vocalist really showed a wide range of abilities on stage. There was even a point of the night when he put the mic down and just projected his voice over the music, and it didn't sound like absolute shit, where something like that can really go bad really fast. These guys played a quick 20-minute set. I had never heard of them before, but after hearing them, I'm definitely going to be checking out their recorded material. One thing I want to note about the East Room is the placement of the speakers. Half of them are on the floor, and half of them are on the stage. Yes, this is as shitty as it sounds. So a lot of times, bands like this are going to lose some of those technical nuances that they're playing through tracks. And I don't fault the band for that, that's just the nature of playing some of these smaller size venues. The next band was Grindmother, and they were beyond adorable. And yes, I just used the word adorable to describe a grindcore band. If you've been on the internet in the last couple years, you've probably seen a video of this mother and son duo playing grindcore music. One thing I was worried about with this being a novelty act was that it was going to overstay its welcome or be annoying, and I'm glad to say it did not. The entire rhythm section is actually tracks, and it's just the guitar player and the mother on stage playing, and it gives it a very tight, almost COC clutch, just grungy feel rather than that of grindcore, and very enjoyable. In between songs, she spoke of how she baked cookies, but they ate them before they got to the venue. It was all very cute. They only played for about 20-25 minutes, and to me that's perfect, because for a novelty act like this, you don't want to overstay your welcome or become irritating. Next up was the homegrown Nashville band Inferi. By the time they took the stage, the venue had definitely filled up to capacity, and everyone was really excited to see them. These guys are some extreme technical metal. Think of guys like Nile or Death, but with some modern day technicality thrown into the mix. They would fit really good on a bill with bands like Inanimate Existence or Arcspire, real technical stuff. When they got to their single that featured Trevor from the Black Dahlia murder, a spontaneous circle pit actually erupted in the tiny venue, and if you know anything about Nashville, you know this is not a common occurrence, and they really gotta be into the music for it to happen. Being from Nashville, it was clear that everyone was here to see these guys, and they did not disappoint. They were technical, they were heavy, and I really can't wait to hear their album when it comes out in April. A little after 10 p.m., Sacramento, California-based tech death powerhouse Alterbeast finally took the stage. They opened off with a track off their new CD Feast called Welcome to Your Doom, and I recommend you go out and get it right now because it's amazing. Alterbeast pulls from several different bands and influence to create one of the best technical death metal sounds working today, I think. One item of note was that they didn't use a bass player on stage. I know guitar player Andrew Lamb recorded the bass for the most recent release, so they may be foregoing a bass player for the foreseeable future. But you wouldn't notice they were missing a bass player as they got to Apex Night Eclipse and another circle pit erupted in the center of the East Room. They concluded the set with an older song of theirs, Throne of Maggots, and it was over all too soon. They played for a solid 40 minutes, but it only felt like 15 to me because they fill every second with talent. I highly recommend checking all of these bands out for the remainder of the Winter Feast tour, and since they just released a new record, I'm sure they'll be touring for the rest of the year as well. Thanks again, everyone. I'm Brian. This is The Heavy Heart. Keep it metal.